Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to All Things Relevant with my buddy here, partner in crime, Salvador, and our amazing engineer, Alec. And today is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day. Even though when everyone sees it, it won't be, but we're filming it on Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to everyone out there who are papas. And yeah, we have a good show for y'all, for everybody here today. Right?
And for those of you that don't have dads, I'm sorry that Ruben just ruined that for you.
It's okay. There's a dad somewhere. Everyone's a dad to an extent. You know?
Sure.
There's people that play both roles. Anyway, so as you can see, everyone, new setup.
Brand new setup.
It's a brand new setup. It's lovely.
It's beautiful.
We can cross our legs and whatnot.
And do other inappropriate things.
I don't know about that. I don't think they're going to like that here in the studio. But it works because now we can see our engineer / producer, Alec, over there now to give us cues and everything. Alec, how you doing over there?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Loving the new room as well. It's a little bit easier to set up. Looks nicer. Yeah, as an engineer, it's a great room too. It's not like this room just isn't just great for the clients. It's great for me. So.
Yeah, it's great for him. Why?
Like
I don't. Oh, well, that didn't take long. Well, what we got today, buddy?
Oh, man, we got a great sit-down. We got a great sit-down lineup. We're going to do another one of those reaction-type deals. For those of y'all who have not tuned into the previous episode, the previous sit-down, I encourage you to go do that because it was a very great sit-down. We were able to finally have, yet again, another female woman on our sit-downs. We don't have a lot of those. I didn't explain that last time, but I'm pretty sure those of you who know us, it's not that we don't want to hear women and their opinion and all that. It's just simply we just don't know too many women that want to be sitting down dealing with myself.
Just say you have no game, man.
And I have no game whatsoever.
Except when you wear a blazer.
Except for when I'm wearing a floral pink blazer.
Yeah.
You got to tell us about that.
Yeah.
So okay, like why I wore it?
You should post that on the Instagram so people know.
I'll put it.
When this episode airs, you should do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll go ahead and put that, and y'all can let me know. Well, so I've seen this blazer when I was at the mall. I just went in just to casually just kind of check around, see what was for sale.
Yeah.
And the mannequin was rocking this blazer, bro, and I was like, dude, I gotta have this blazer.
Was it a kid mannequin?
No, but it was on the short side.
Because you're small.
Are you making fun of midgets?
No,
that's very not
fun of you. I'm making fun of you for being small.
It's all right. But it was a regular size mannequin. I don't know. And so it was the combination. Everything was popping, and it just stood out. And I said, I gotta have that blazer. And actually, even better, it was on sale. So I copped it and just did a little bit of adjustments from the sleeves. It was a little bit too long. And yeah, that's the story. But
you had to adjust the blazer.
Yeah, the sleeves, they were too long. It was the right fit for around my chest and all that.
Okay.
But the sleeves were a little bit longer than what I would have wanted them.
Okay.
Because you know how I don't know if you've ever worn blazers, but there's an appropriate way to anything you wear, right?
Okay, I got you.
With blazers, you don't want it to come up to where like it's your hand. Because you want it to come up a little higher than your wrist, just by like an inch or so.
Yeah, I got you.
So that you can still see if you're wearing the long sleeve.
Yeah.
It shows a sleeve.
Word. Gotcha.
Just a little
bit.
Little
blazer knowledge there.
Little lesson there for those of you that want to rock a blazer.
And then you wore the blazer on going to the bar.
I wore it at a bar.
That's awesome.
So I went to Kirby's Ice House on the Waterway. Go check it out.
Hey.
It's a dope area. And just enjoying some drinks there. And I mean, I got compliments left and right when I was there. And then I went over to Rose, which is also on the Waterway. I really love the Waterway. And I got compliments and like looks when I was there too. So I think I did well for myself that day. I don't need game. I just need to look right.
There you go. You see, that's where it's at right there.
Yeah.
You could say that's part of game, right?
I guess so.
The game starts with how you're dressed.
So I guess I got some game.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little bit of a loner most of the time.
No, you'd be okay.
Like my cousin came out with me that day, and then I rarely go out with anybody for drinking. Typically, I just go by myself. I just go sit at a bar, have some drinks, and typically I'll meet people like that. Got a couple of numbers. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a couple of numbers. Man, look at you. Okay. That's nice.
It's nothing that not saying chicks don't interest me, but chicks at bars, it's never it's rare if it turns into anything serious. It's typically just fun.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's nice.
Just a little.
But you did look spiffy in it.
Thanks, bud.
You look very spiffy. What do you think, Alec? Did he look spiffy?
I didn't see it.
I showed it to you.
Yeah, he should.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was too focused on the hair.
Oh, my God.
I've never seen him with curly hair before, so that was like throwing me off.
It wasn't curly hair, but I guess.
It's wavy. It's wavy. Yeah.
Same shit.
It's not really. One's curly, the other one's wavy.
Yeah, curls is like a lot of little circles.
Yeah.
And wavy's just like, it just waves, right?
Okay.
So.
Well, I had no idea that as long as we've been doing this, we're going to talk about hair. So.
Yeah.
What we got on the deck today, buddy?
We are going to be showing some videos that I found pretty interesting.
Are they appropriate?
That depends. They're appropriate for me.
That's not a very high bar. I'm gonna be honest.
Which,
that could be anything, pretty much.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get us kicked out the studio, and
Well, they won't.
the big boss of the whole building isn't going to kick us out. So
It would take a lot, honestly. As long as it's not like Nazi shit or something. I don't know. Like as long as it's not like terrorism or something, like then y'all are good.
okay.
Well, I do have a clip on there that, it's not terrorism, but
here we
Well, I
go.
mean, it can be about that, but like as long as it's not like y'all
you saw what I'm
encouraging
talking
it,
about.
like
Yeah, right.
let's do it.
right. And as long as we're not inciting violence and such.
Yeah, no, we're
no,
not.
that's not what it's about.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm by nature am not a violent person.
You're really not.
I'm very relaxed. Like I don't ever want the smoke. Like if I could put
At
it
least
that
you're
way.
honest about it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm like
Most guys are like chihuahuas, and Joe say they
barking
are,
on it.
yeah.
No, I'm not, bro. It's just
You're just. I'm good, bro.
I'm whatever kind of calm dog there is. Like that's me. I'm like, nah.
Like a Labrador.
Y'all figure it out. I'm just gonna go
Labs
over
can be
there.
pretty crazy sometimes.
Who?
Labs.
Okay.
I think like a Great Dane.
Really?
Like those like the soggy dogs.
Oh yeah.
Those are calm.
Or English bulldog.
Well, for me, it's more like unless it's necessary, like somebody's gonna get murdered or I'm gonna get killed, then But if it's not that, if it's just like altercation wise, like just words, I'm not gonna take it to physical stuff.
Okay, no, I got you.
There's people that are like that. What? You want meet outside or what? Like, no, dude, I don't have to meet you.
No, dude,
outside.
I'm trying to eat my fries, bro.
I'm just chilling, bro. Like,
I gotta adjust it, peoples.
The thing people don't ever realize is like getting in a fight sucks. Like even if you win, and the other person's much weaker than you, you still come home with like a bruise, a black eye,
Yeah,
a bloody
something.
nose. Like it sucks. Or even your fist. Like have you ever like actually hit bone with your knuckles? It hurts.
And then
You mess up your fingers.
and then you're sore and you're hurt. Where's the fun in that, bro?
yeah, let's just not do it. Let's just say that I outbested you with words, and that's it.
Hey man, sometimes words hurt.
No, I agree.
I think
But
they can hurt much more than
no, it's not going to hurt as much as a jab to the freaking liver, the kidney, or something like.
You'd be okay.
I think the impact is longer though.
Yeah,
Like words will stick with you for the rest of your
for
life.
a while. Yeah,
How did we get onto this topic?
I don't know, but I have my.
But we should probably move on. I have no idea how this all started.
Okay, so I guess we went off the rails there. Okay,
Okay, I'm sorry. We're off the deep end here, boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so we'll have our first video come up. I found it pretty interesting. It's a little bit on the lengthier side than our typical videos we've had on, but I like it. So whenever you can get that up for us, Alec. But basically,
Get it up for you.
Stop acting like a bro. You're acting like a diva, telling them what to do.
No, I said whenever he can get that up for us.
With the way
It'd be different if I told him have it up in a second or this is ridiculous.
Listen, Saul, the only person I'm ever gonna have it up for is Ruben.
Okay, well that again did not take long again. So and we're off we're at it again, boys.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, let me try to see if I can restart this video.
Yeah.
Again.
No, it keeps muting.
Watch this. When you spell the word potato, it's spelled like that. But when you say potatoes, the E comes out of nowhere. Same thing with the word tomato, spelled like that. But when you do it in plural, tomatoes, there's a random E keeps popping up. I don't know. So I did what y'all tell me to do, because y'all yell at me, Premium, why do you keep asking us? Why don't you ask Jeeves? Why don't you ask Google? Why don't you ask AI? Figure it out yourself. That's what I did. I started Googling. I started doing research. They said when a consonant comes right before a vowel, the ES got to go at the end. That's the rules of the language of English. I said, you almost got me. Because that's not the rules for all words. Because you got words like photo. There's no ES for that. It's just photos. Solo, ego, piano, avocado. It's just an S, no ES. Even the word tornado, there's an ES at the end for no reason. Tornado and avocado are borrowed from the same language, but one has an ES and one doesn't. Listen, I know that I'm funny sometimes, all right? And y'all kiki, laugh, all the time with me, even though I'll be trying to tell y'all stuff with my eyes in my eyebrow area, okay? Listen to what I'm saying, okay? If the language that you are learning everything in, the language that you learn, the language that you speak, the language that you understand, right, is inconsistent with its own rules, and it's teaching you everything else in that same language that's inconsistent with its own rules, what else do you think is inconsistent? What else? I'm trying to tell y'all something without them, all I'm saying is what else could be inconsistent? It could be history, it could be math, it could be medicine, it could be anything. If you were around during the 1990s, there was a drug called fen-phen. It was made to, it was like a diet pill to help you lose that weight. There was no side effects, you good. Then they started finding out people was having heart attacks, people were dying. Now it's 2025 and everybody's on Ozempic. They just think it's no side effects, everything's good. We'll figure out in 20 years. All I'm saying is there's inconsistencies in things. You got to start paying attention. Like history. If I'm teaching you history in English and the history didn't happen in English, what do you think could happen to the information I'm relaying to you? Listen, all I'm trying to get to you is stop following the rules. Stop following the rules. Stop following the rules, especially if the rules are inconsistent, okay? If you keep following the rules, you'll put yourself in a bad position. Start thinking for yourself. Start doing your own research, figuring out things that work for you. You're just a human, just like the other people that are trying to relay the information to you. Just a bunch of other humans trying to tell another human that they're correct. And then their language is inconsistent. Their history is inconsistent. Their studies are inconsistent. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. I love y'all. Have a nice day. Watch this. When you spell the word...
He's trying not to have the powers that may be catch on to him. Like, this guy's letting people know something that seems so simple, but is actually very profound when you think about it.
Like putting E at the end of every word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, the way that the rule applies, right? Like what he's saying, that supposedly you have to put a ES, but he's like tornado, potato. They don't really fall under that rule. Mm-hmm. But yet and still, you still have to do it.
Yeah.
And so if your language is inconsistent, so that's why he said, what else is inconsistent?
Gotcha.
So that's why he said like history. And how crazy is it that to be living in this time, mm-hmm. how we've come to learn about so many things that we thought were this and were that, and then we're like, we've come to learn, oh, it wasn't like that. Or that's not what it is. What we were told by the government is not really what it was. And even they've had to come out at a certain point and say, oh, yeah, no, that's not really what happened. And this is why you were told what you were told.
It's true. Mm-hmm. No, it makes sense. See, I was confused the whole time on that video. I was like, was he talking about potatoes for some reason? But now I know. I'm not going to lie to you. What's this dude talking about potatoes for?
I thought you were awake.
I was. I was trying to figure out what was he talking about. But now I get it now because he's right.
He touches a really important topic that I think it's been a topic that's been kind of known. Do y'all know what it means to get lost in translation?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like whenever going from language to language, especially languages that kind of have a lot of rules that don't make sense, like English.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why he said some things too, like history. He's specified on there. He said some of the things are trying to be taught to us in a history perspective in the schools, right? In the system of things. And a lot of those things didn't happen in our language. There's things that happened in French, in, Asian language, Hebrew language, the Arab, what is it? Arabic language? Arabic. See what I mean? Like and so how do you, yes, you translate, but that's what it comes back to, like what he said. Get lost in translation. Yeah. You could write something a certain way, and because you put it, and that's the thing with how our words, right? They can be put in so many ways or other ways that it's actually something different, and you might understand it a certain way. Like, motherfucker is not the same as fucking mother.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why I thought that video was really interesting.
Okay.
Especially because of how it said rules are meant to be broken. You had to think about who came up with that. Who said rules are meant to be broken? Like who really had that insight? Because they were kind of onto something. So that's why he's saying don't follow the rules. And he's not saying the rules of, like, there's a difference with safety, right? There's a difference to that. But
I think red lights are meant to be around.
Some of them are. If you have somebody in your seat, in your back car, in the back seat of your car that it's bleeding,
well, in that situation, yeah,
you got to break the rules. But see, that's what I'm saying. So that's what he's saying. Use your own mind for things. There's a lot of people that they go by a certain way of living because they're told to do that.
Yeah.
They're not really using their head to say, okay, well, do I like that? Do I agree with that? Do I feel like it makes any sense? I've questioned a lot of things on my end when I'm told something from a certain perspective. I'll put it to you this way without getting into detail, but religious-wise, right? And remember, I spoke about this on the past podcast with Michelle, where I said I separate religion to the good book. Okay, what is my religious saying? But what does the good book say? If it seems different to me, then I don't need to follow the religion. For what? It just does, if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's my thought on that.
No, man, I got you, man. It makes sense. Rules are meant to be broken.
You just got to know when they're meant to be broken.
When to break them. See, that's the catcher. That's the thing right there.
Yeah.
That don't mean go out and kill 20 people. Don't do that.
That's not what it's saying.
That's not what it's saying. Use it to your own discretion.
Yeah. Remember that Dahmer docuseries?
Oh, yeah.
And how was that one, who was it, that one jailmate, they killed him, and he said it was Jesus that was telling him to kill him. I was like,
I don't know.
Wow.
Hey, maybe Jesus was like, go do my work for me, buddy. Who knows?
I don't think so.
Nah, yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think that's what happened.
Well,
now I want to go back and watch the Dahmer docuseries.
I don't. I'm
really?
good. Yeah,
I liked it.
Well, it was good, but you see it once, and then I was all right. I kept getting
the heebie-jeebies.
No, not the heebie-jeebies. I kept telling the I kept yelling at the TV to get the people to survive, and they wouldn't listen to me.
Oh yeah,
they wouldn't do it, and I was like, oh damn. Especially that guy that was deaf. He didn't deserve it.
Oh, that poor dude.
Oh man,
that
he
poor
had it bad.
sucker.
And the kid.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was like,
those were tough ones. I think you're right though. Probably more for me was the deaf guy.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, because bro. He's just like a really down to earth cool dude.
Dahmer was I don't think he was gonna get better, but he was working through his issues with him.
With him.
And he saw that. So that when that guy, I don't know, what is it, he was gonna move away or do something else, and he's like, oh, nah, bro.
He's like, nah, bro, I need you.
Yeah.
Forever.
Wow. He got him.
He got him.
Jesus.
Jeez Louise.
But we're back off the trail, boys. We're talking about Dahmer now. Isn't that what we're doing?
But anyways, I think there's so much to pick from there on that video. I hope that our viewers will comment on the videos that they see.
We don't get a whole lot of comments.
We really don't.
That's not cool though.
It
is what it is.
It is what it is. I can't blame them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we would definitely get comments for these videos where we do reaction, guys.
Maybe we'll do an episode where we read the comments.
Yeah, and that would be pretty cool. Be nice. Maybe that might get people moving to do comments.
Yeah, Alec, I need you to make a bunch of burner accounts and comment on all our videos so we can review them.
Okay. Yeah, I've been needing to do that.
I like how he's just so right away. He's like,
he sits and just stares at me, listening. Okay, got you. And that's a down homie right there.
It is a down homie. Don't ever give him up, Ruben.
No, never.
I know Ruben will never give up.
Here we go.
What? That wasn't even a weird thing to say.
Well, it came out of your mouth.
That's just your mind.
That's true.
Okay.
He ain't wrong.
Takes two to tango.
Oh, well, there he goes again. What we got next, buddy?
Let's check out the next one.
Whoa.
We need to get the full start on this one. This one's really good.
Whoa.
Questions you're not allowed to ask. Why did the owner of the World Trade Center get maximum insurance against terrorist attacks 6 weeks prior to September 11th? Why did the owner have breakfast in the towers every morning except for September 11th? The day before September 11th, Rumsfeld gave a press conference where he talked about trillions of dollars missing.
Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
Why was CNN already there before the attacks with a camera crew ready to film? Why was there an unidentified group of short cells purchased against airline companies right before the attacks? Why was every passenger incinerated in the explosion, but the terrorist passport somehow survived? Why was a report published a year before 9/11 by George W. Bush's administration saying they needed to aggressively expand military power worldwide, but they need a catalyzing Pearl Harbor level event in order to gain public support?
Questions you're not allowed to ask.
That one's
good. That was good.
That one's a tough one right there.
Because I saw something similar to that, and it makes a lot of sense, though.
No.
There were just too many variables that lined up that it was planned out the whole time.
Yeah.
Like the building guy buying full insurance for the whole building 6 weeks before.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just decides that day that he's going to eat at IHOP instead of the building, or at his house. I don't know where he went to eat breakfast at.
Well, I will say the first part, the 6 months before thing, 6 months before that was when a lot of tensions with the war started.
Was it 6 months or 6 weeks?
6 months before.
Oh,
I think a lot of people were purchasing that particular kind of insurance because of the war at the time. Tensions were very high. There was a lot leading up to it.
Oh, well, there you go. Alec debunked it, the first one.
I don't know anything about the other stuff. I haven't really fact checked it. I never really paid too much attention, but I just know the first thing. They probably had pretty reasonable reason to get insurance for that.
Yeah, but then why was CNN there already? Almost like they were waiting for it to happen.
Right. They could have been there for various reasons. Maybe there was some other story going on nearby, and they were trying to, get a jump on that, and it just worked out that they were there, and that happened. But
you can definitely see the buildings from miles and miles away.
Yeah.
So they could have been anywhere in New York and just turned the camera.
Yeah, they turned it when the bombs went off.
That's true.
It wasn't planes, whatever.
Yeah, because supposedly
he already said the bombs.
Yeah, it was.
What?
Bombs.
Whatever
was used to demolish the buildings.
Because supposedly they found bombs at the bottom of the building, and then that's what made the building collapse.
Well, because there was even specialists that spoke on it where they said what happened doesn't make sense with how the buildings collapsed.
Yeah.
That's something that'll happen when you have planned to demolish a building.
Yeah.
Not when a plane hits it, because they even spoke about how that steel is there's grades of steel, and then just reinforced steel behind that a plane hitting is not going to take it out. At least not the whole thing.
Not from,
maybe the floor.
Yeah, not from that
or
high.
floors, but it's not going to bring the whole building down in that manner.
Yeah.
And then there was other buildings. There's a footage I saw probably sometime after that video of a building like I think 2 blocks away that suddenly collapsed the same way with nothing hitting it because it was a smaller building. It wasn't high rise like that.
Yeah.
It was a smaller building. Again, still had to do with whatever connected it with the Twin Towers, but that's what happened. It just like collapsed in that manner. It's like, okay, how did that happen?
Probably that's probably the biggest conspiracy theory that no one would ever solve correctly.
Well, I think it's more people have solved it, right? We know, okay, or we have an idea.
Well, maybe they've solved it, but those that being were never admitted to it.
Right. They're not going to confess to it. They're going to be like, they're going to have to stick to the book on that one.
Yeah.
And say, no, that's what it was. We had, but if you come to terms and you realize, okay, the government, our government, that the United States government had something to do with that. It should, if it does not do this to you, if it doesn't insert into your brain to understand that a government was willing to kill some of its innocent populace to achieve a certain goal, and if that does not send goosebumps down your skin, I don't know what does.
Oh yeah, the government's ruthless. They'll do whatever they can to keep them in power.
Right. So
that's how they are, man.
I thought about it in that aspect where I was like, so the people that are supposed to be looking out for our well-being are willing to put other lives in jeopardy to achieve a goal, then, really, how safe are we?
Yeah, no, they don't care about the people.
Yeah.
No. Governments don't care.
So. At least that's my view on it anyways. But there are so many things there in play where, who knows if we'll ever really find out and know the truth behind all of that. Yeah. It may not be till years after this, but...
The problem is people have been speaking about that for so long and so many times that you don't know who to believe anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everyone always comes forward saying, oh, well, I was there and this is what happened. But then someone else comes out and says, well, no, this is what really happened. So then the whole truth gets so diluted that you don't know who to believe anymore.
You don't know who to believe.
It just stays a conspiracy theory on what happened.
Well, also, just to play devil's advocate for y'all, and I'm very guilty of this myself, not just with, like, governmental conspiracies, but just with, like, friends and things that I wonder about or think the worst of. We always love diving into watching videos and talking to people about, like, the edgy side of it, right? Like, what's, like the conspiracy itself, but we never really spend any time watching videos that are about debunking or about, like, proving the other thing wrong, kind of proving the more boring idea, right? You get what I'm saying, kind of?
Yeah.
No, I do, but I like to be... I'm the type of person that I like seeing both ends. Mm-hmm. And so I have seen videos where they try to debunk it, but there's only been some things that they've questioned where they've debunked, and a lot of them where it's like, yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
The way they're trying to debunk and what they're saying just doesn't make sense to me. And that's why I'm a great believer in that. I don't think that happened because of an outside government or a group that was out to get, the U.S. I think it was the U.S. themselves that were out to get something for themselves, and they just like they said on that video about what George Bush was trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And the only way that could happen is if a Pearl Harbor level type incident happened. Oh, how coincidental is it that Twin Towers get hit by planes?
And that is the equivalent of Pearl Harbor.
The equivalent of Pearl Harbor. And then, oh, hey, everything in the planes burned up. It all incinerated.
Except for
papers, passports, they didn't get incinerated? You're bullshitting, right?
No, yeah, that's ridiculous.
I just don't see it.
They should call the paper manufacturer for that and congratulate them on how good.
Be like, maybe I should have built the Twin Towers out of this shit.
Out of the paper for the passports.
I'm just saying. But
yeah, no, that's crazy.
So that was just one that I thought really interesting because for a while I've been on it where I'm like, I don't know.
Comment on that one, guys. That would be good. That'd be good to talk about. Now I could hear Sal.
Hey, all you need to do is have like one comment that has to do with that on there, and it'll start off very long.
Yeah, it'll rile up all kinds of people from the left, the right, whatever
everything.
It may
the
be.
Middle, center,
and the middle,
middle, right, left, up top,
everybody's
down low.
got something to say about something.
Alec, you know what to do, buddy. Make those burner accounts, man.
I'm gonna make a whole bunch of them.
Just put one comment on there, Alec, and set it off for us.
Oh man, we got Musk here. Did you see that him and his boyfriend broke up recently?
I had heard about that. I didn't. I what stirred it up? Because I don't even look into it. But what stirred it up, or what? Do you know?
I think he wanted to do it was about electric vehicles, of course.
Okay,
And,
so Musk wanted to do something with electric vehicles, or
yeah, well, he wanted to do like a mandate or something, and like Trump wasn't with it, and he like insulted Musk, and then Musk said that Trump's on the Epstein list, and they had like a whole fight on Twitter where they were going back and forth. It was pretty funny.
They said everyone's saying that's probably the whole feud is probably fake though.
Yeah, it's probably trying to draw the attention away from something.
Just probably distracting.
But I mean, really, who's not on the Epstein list?
I mean, there's
from government and celebrities.
I'm surprised Alec's not on that list. You know?
What do you mean? I'm not.
What?
No.
Are you on that list?
I'm on the Ruben Island list.
Oh, here we go.
Oh man,
I didn't have an island, but I guess in his eyes I do. Apparently, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, who's not on the Epstein list, bro? Like
at this point, I was like, oh, really?
There's people from that list that shocked me.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
I
was like, what?
again, just to play devil's advocate, I feel like there's got to be like a few people that just visited, like a few friends that like knew him or something that like really were not up to anything terrible and are on the list.
But they just went to...
You know what? I have to agree with that. I think not everybody knows what a person does 100%. And you have to feel out a certain situation, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't just go in balls deep into something and
I'm sure
then
the
you get
island was
surprised.
probably hiding it. You know, like I'm sure you could probably go to the island and not know about it.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure there are people that, you know, he networked with and all that knew him to a certain extent.
Yeah.
They might have known about, you know, his businesses and stuff. And I'm sure at some point he maybe told them something to hint like, hey, I kind of am into
see
this.
If that person is quote unquote cool
or not.
Yeah.
And then they were like probably weirded out and then, okay, I can't have this guy around this type of situation.
Yeah.
But there were people that obviously showed like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. And then he's like, all right, cool. Hey, come to these parties or these gatherings and stuff like that. And I have to agree that I don't think everybody that visited that island or did business with him knew what he was up to. Yeah. I mean, look at the Subway guy, right?
Jared.
Yeah.
And that's gotta suck to
Who hasn't gone to Subway and bought a sandwich? That didn't mean they knew that this guy was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
They just bought sandwiches.
I mean, what he did was horrible, though.
Oh, of course, 100%. I'm just saying you can't tie everybody to a particular person's action, you know, like
death by association can be kind of unfair.
Yeah, very unfair because it's like, okay, I didn't know what this guy was doing behind closed doors.
Like, what if y'all secretly had like a terrible thing going on with All Things Relevant, and then they're like, "Oh, the engineer," and I'm like,
engineer,
"Whoa, what the fuck? I didn't do nothing."
It's like, dude, I just put the cameras and mics. I didn't.
But what's crazy is Alec was the one that orchestrated everything, though. So he was the one. He's the mastermind
behind All Things Relevant.
Blame it on me, real quick. Like he held a gun. Like there was a gun behind the camera. We couldn't move. We had to do the podcast.
I had to, man. I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is, man.
And then the conspiracy videos would start like noticing shadows that looks like guns. And stuff like that.
They're like, look at the shadow here. Doesn't that look like an AR? Like, what?
Whoa.
But let's check out what Mr. Musk says here.
What we got here? Let me break my neck.
So did you see the lady that actually proved the Mandela effect as a government experiment?
So she was able to prove this?
Yeah. So one of the most popular Mandela effects is the fruit of the loom Mandela effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where everybody remembers there being a cornucopia on the logo of Fruit of the Loom clothing, but apparently there's not.
Yeah.
And this lady was super convinced that there used to be a cornucopia on the logo, but Fruit of the Loom came out and said that they've never had a cornucopia, like basically just calling this lady crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Fruit of the Loom even has a post of all the past logos they had. all the way back to like 1893, and basically they're trying to prove that they've never had a cornucopia on their logo. But then someone came out and they actually have photo proof of this, that they found a piece of clothing in their closet with a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo. And then after this, people did more digging, and they actually found newspaper articles talking about Fruit of the Loom and how there's a cornucopia around it.
So this is like the first Mandela effect to really be confirmed?
Yeah, then they literally found government documents of the Fruit of the Loom company mentioning a cornucopia, showing that the cornucopia has been a part of the company. So they can't say it's never existed, right? And since this lady has been able to prove this Mandela effect wrong, people now think that the government has been using the Mandela effect to try to see how much history.
So did you see the lady that
He's going to go into a bigger thing in there about
What is a
history.
cornucopia?
I guess in that little
That's
horn,
that little
the
corn basket.
Yeah.
What's so bad about it?
No, there's nothing bad about it.
Okay.
What the focus on the video is the Mandela effect, how the government or these enterprises, these businesses,
They use the the collider, whatever, the hyper speed, whatever thing it is.
Yeah.
That messes with the molecules and alters history or puts us in another timeline. That's pretty much what the Mandela effect kind of is, or what they say it is.
look at it more like a mind fuck.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what it is.
The biggest Mandela effect theory is the Monopoly guy with the monocle.
The monocle, yeah, that one.
Growing up, I've always seen him with the monocle. I know you.
I
have.
remember that. Yeah.
And do you remember, Alec, anything with the Monopoly guy?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Monocle.
Yeah. Well, apparently he never had one, and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest theory about the Mandela effect is the Monopoly guy. But
So Elon was talking on something big where he said, okay, now, so even the company themselves, Fruit of the Loom was like, we never had that. We don't know what this lady's talking about, but we never had a cornucopia in our product. And so then the person, whoever found the picture, comes out, hey, I have a shirt, an older shirt, and it has the cornucopia.
yeah,
And then they did more digging, and the government has documentation where they say, yes, we have a cornucopia on our product. So Elon Musk ends up saying, so they can't say that they never had it because it hasn't. But in reality, when you look at that, because even the company themselves, that they posted, these have been all our logos throughout history. They can say whatever they want to say, and they can post up whatever they want to post. And you're entitled. You're supposed to believe it. You're like, well, yeah, they posted everything that they have. How do you know that they did not omit the cornucopia one, which they did?
Yeah.
Because here goes somebody with an old shirt, and you see the cornucopia, and you're like, okay, so what's that about? Government documentation that says you saying that you're going to use a cornucopia. What is that about?
yeah.
So now the whole thing with the Mandela effect is how much of history has been twisted around for us to believe that certain things were a certain way, when in reality they didn't play out that way.
Yeah, which I don't get the whole reason. Man, someone is bumping out there.
They're bumping
out there, everybody. But yeah, I don't see why they would want to change it. I don't know why it benefits them. I guess I know the biggest thing they say is whenever that happens, whenever they turn it on, they put us in another timeline, which I don't know. I mean, probably not true.
I don't think it's much that. I think the Mandela effect is more just control.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if we were in another timeline, then no one would have like an old shirt.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But it's so subtle though. It's so minor in a way where like it makes you think, and it makes like the Monopoly guy. Mm-hmm. It makes you like, it makes people argue, no, I know there was one there. And then you get people that, no, he never had a monocle.
I mean, it could just be a simple thing of like it may not be like quite like terrible murderous intent or it have much to do with the government, but it could just be these companies wanting their logo to like look a certain way, and they want us to feel like they've stuck with the OG logo and it's like good for their brand or something like that, and they kind of are just pulling a, oh yeah, it's always looked like this. The McDonald's logo has always had this. We've stuck to our thing, you know. We've never changed it, you know. We don't try to adapt. We stick with our old school logo. Yeah. Maybe it's something about branding, you know, like they're just trying to look good.
Right, but then it comes back to like the whole thing being a mind control thing, because why lie about it? But like Fruit of the Loom lied. Mm-hmm. Why not just say, yeah, you know, that's what we started off with, and we wanted to have a nicer looking logo, cleaner. We felt like the cornucopia was kind of in the way, and we did away with it. Yeah. And you'll be like, okay, that's cool, because it's just like our logo, right? Yeah. ATR. We had something else which was a nice design, but then, you know,
Gones helped us out.
Our previous engineer Gones helped us out, created a nicer logo, and so we put that up now because it's nicer. But that'd be like us saying, what? This has always been our logo.
We never had it black and white.
Black and white and this and that. Like,
well, you think it could have been just the idea of like the new CEO slipped up and like thought they were actually telling the truth, and then they accidentally lied, and then now they don't want to say that they didn't know because it makes them look bad, something like that.
I mean, maybe it could be that, but at the same time, again, like, who wants to do business with a liar?
Alec does.
I'm just saying, like me, I wouldn't want to have anything to do with somebody's going to lie to me about a product. Yeah, this thing helps you, you know, grow hair. And it doesn't. You end up growing another arm. And you're like, I mean, sure, but...
Don't use that product, Alec. You don't need a third arm.
I already got one.
Oh, whoa.
Boom.
Whoa.
Mic drop.
Off the rails here, buddies. Boys, Alec did it again. We're off the rails.
You kind of asked for that one.
No. Hey, in the way I worded it, I guess so.
But
my apologies, boys.
That's what it is the Mandela effect is more of a mind control thing, and people are now more and more looking at, okay, how true is this part of history? How true is this part of history? That part of history and whatnot, because you have to wonder. You have to start wondering if they're going to lie to us about little things, such as a cornucopia being part of a brand.
Which I liked it, though. I like that logo.
But it's the bigger picture, right? Like, then what else are you lying to me about?
No, it's true. Yeah. Because it's you're better off just going, you know what, we want to take it away, deal with it.
Yeah.
You know? Rather, why are you going to come with some elaborate lie only to get called out on it and proven that you lied about it? And then look what it cost you. That person did some serious digging, by the way.
Bro,
serious. It must have bugged that person so bad.
Leave it up to a woman to do that, to do all that digging to get the truth out.
Whoa.
Speaking from personal experience.
100%.
That's right.
You know why most women are archaeologists, right?
Oh, here we go. There, well, might as well finish this, Sal. Sorry, everybody. We're off the rails here again. Go ahead.
They're really great at digging up things from the past.
Oh, my God. There we go. You know what?
There it goes. There it is. We got the first mic swing.
You know what I say about this?
We got the first mic swing.
First mic swing, yeah. That's going to be in this studio, that's going to be a common thing, everybody. Get used to it.
Mic swing.
If it's...
Still put a little number at the bottom or something.
Should do a mic swing counter. Okay, what we got next, buddy? What we working
see
with?
What's the next one all about?
Good night. How many of these are there?
I kind of don't remember this one, to be honest.
What's a conspiracy theory you 100% know is true?
Root canals. It's one of the biggest psyops in the world. There's this YouTube video, which before was a documentary on Netflix known as The Root Cause. The Root Cause discusses the big psyop by dental industry and by big pharma to fuck people's health up through root canals. You can't even watch it in the United States. You have to turn on a VPN because it's banned by the American Dental Association, which is in bed with big pharma. Dentists can't say it because they'll lose their license. There's 30 million plus people a year getting root canals, and a lot of them are getting sick. Cancer, losing your memory, having heart failure, everything can be tied back and connected to root canals. I had a root canal recently removed, and once they did the DNA biopsy on the tooth, they found 20 different types of parasites growing and living inside of my jaw. And obviously the dentist isn't going to tell you that and many times the dentists don't know themselves. So stay away from fluoride, which we've talked about, ladies and gentlemen, and now stay away from root canals. New conspiracy, I got you.
What's a conspiracy?
Woo. Root canals, huh?
I thought that was interesting because I used to work in the dental field, and I, like he said, sometimes the dentists aren't even aware of certain things. Like
they're just doing their job.
They're just doing their job. What they've been
taught.
Yeah. The rules to follow.
Yeah.
And so, like me myself, working almost 12 years, doing 12 years of dentistry, I never thought root canals were bad. I was like, hey, we're helping patients.
They're meant to help the person. And
right.
Turns out you're slowly killing them.
Uh-huh.
That's insane.
That is insane.
That's not cool, man.
But again,
that is very not cash money.
Like he said, big pharma in bed with, companies that are making money. Because a lot of people don't know this, but the reason why, dental treatment, especially here in the U.S., is so expensive is because the products, the material, the tools that are used are fucking expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Super expensive. I once did, and again, this was like 12 years back. Remember the doctor placing order for material, and one little bottle of adhesive for the compact resin filling was $300.
Jeez.
And I'm talking about a little bottle like this, literally this size. $300.
Jeez. Yep.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. It's all a scam.
I mean, certain machines go for like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars. I can't imagine that. Well, who knows if they've had any upgrades on, because it's one of the fields that rarely sees kind of like, I guess you could say upgrades to things. Like now, I mean, for a while now, they've had, digital x-rays, which is cool. But, who knows? Maybe if they've had any upgrades in the technology end of it, like how expensive that shit is now.
Oh, I'm sure it's an arm and a leg.
Yeah. So that's why it's so expensive here in the U.S., because they got to put in big money to get those things. So they got to either for sure make that back, or, of course, the aim is make profit. And you're only going to do that by raising up prices. So go to Mexico.
Yeah. You'd probably be, I mean, I don't know if you'd be safer, but it's cheaper.
It'll definitely all be the same. It just depends who you go with.
They may have to go back a few times, but at least we get done.
Yeah. By the way, Ruben, can you move your mic a little bit more that way?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. Good. And then turn it towards
you. Okay, I got you.
There you go. Now we can see your beautiful face.
Whoa, oh, that's okay.
So I'm good now, right? Like I was doing it.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Damn.
He said he only wanted to hear you.
All right. You look all right.
Say he played that safe for you.
We already messed with your mic earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I was done.
Whoa.
Oh. And there it goes.
Yes,
again. Whoa.
Remind me to tell y'all a story about a buddy with a mic after this.
After
later.
this?
I don't know if y'all would want it on the podcast.
With a mic?
We
don't mind.
Is it inappropriate?
Your buddy?
It is inappropriate.
Oh. Like how? Like if you gotta rate it from 1
Why are we questioning? I say all kinds of inappropriate.
I guess if y'all don't want it, y'all can cut it.
What? Well, hold on. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, and 10 being like Sal being unhinged. I mean, where's it at?
It's probably like a good 6, 5, 6.
Ah, okay, no, that's fine.
Nothing crazy. All right, well, I got a friend, and y'all could always cut it if y'all want to. I got a buddy who has a microphone called a CX12, right? It's the microphone. The width is about the same as the ones y'all have.
I think I know.
But the microphone is 12 inches.
I feel like I think I know where this is going.
And we're all chilling, and he's got his girlfriend. His girlfriend's kind of crazy. They didn't work out, but she's kind of crazy. Like a little bit off the rails, unhinged, talking to everyone at all times. And it was silent in his room, and he pulled out this microphone, the CX12. It's like $1,000 microphone, 12-inch microphone. And she goes, "Yo, I knew a guy that had a dick like that."
What?
Like in front of everyone.
What?
And it was like a good 5 minutes of quietness and silence. And they had to have a lot of talks about that. But
oh yeah, she
just said that shit in front of everyone. Can you imagine in front of all your homies?
Because then they know she's for the streets.
Oh no, for sure. I mean,
at that That'd be something like, okay, now you out of here.
Like, why are you bringing up? It had to have been a past boyfriend.
Like, I'm not even trying to judge too much. I just think it's like the funniest thing ever. Like, holy fuck, what went through her mind whenever she decided to say that?
That she would just come out and say, "Hey guys, just by the way, I knew someone that had a."
By the way, I got railed one time.
By the way, I've been split in half.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Because
just so y'all know, that guy, he ain't doing it for me, but this guy right here, he had it going on.
Yeah, it's definitely not too much of packing like that. That's crazy.
I think about just how bothered that guy had to be to see that.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, that too. Yeah, sure. Like, you know, like that would definitely fuck with my insecurities. But like, in front of all of your friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's
right.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he's never gonna hear the end of the jokes. Like, I won't lie. I can be kind of an asshole sometimes.
I would go crazy about that.
Be like, look, bro.
If I was that guy's friend, I'll be making jokes every second I got.
Like, he can't even have the mic in front of us. Like, he'll be putting the mic away before we come to his house. Like,
I'll be, hey, bro, where's that mic at?
Like, bro, I'm about to rail into you with these jokes, but not as much as that guy was railing into your chick before. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, but then she did it to him though. Like, that was her fault.
Yeah, so it's 100% her fault.
He can't be mad at you.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you are with someone in the past that happens to, I don't know, own a weapon like that, then, you know, that's normal. You know, like, you know, it's not like you decided who you were with.
Right.
But, like, to say it in front of everyone like that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, just come out of the woodworks like that. Like, yo, I knew a guy who slayed a piece like that. What the fuck?
That dude had constant back issues. I was wondering why he kept leaning forward so much, and now I know.
She did too.
I was wondering why he kept saying his back was sore and why he was always leaning forward so much. Well, shit, he had a hammer down there.
Jesus. Man, that's a good story. I like
that was good. See, that wasn't as bad.
It wasn't bad at all. Keep it in there.
I thought you were going to say like she shoved it up something and, you know.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, no, she's not that crazy.
See, okay. I came in with the joke right there. I said that was a really good one. Just keep it in there, as she would say before as well.
Okay, but we're off the boys. We're at it again.
I know.
Boys.
Just how it goes.
Quick story turned into shenanigans.
All right, so you guys learned a little thing about root canals. So if you ever go to the dentist and the dentist is like, hey, you need a root canal, be like, hey, you need to fuck off.
No way, bro. I ain't doing it. You need to check out this amazing podcast that I saw that showed a video about root canals. Mm-hmm. They're going to say Joe Rogan? Then no, not Joe Rogan. I mean, he's great, but no, not that guy. He's an awesome guy. Anyway.
Y'all ready for the next one?
Let's do it. What do we got?
How long does it take a woman to completely forget a man? What I'm going to say next may hurt you. If a man forgets a woman, it may take a year, 3 or 5 years, or even a whole lifetime. But for a woman, all it takes is for another man to appear in her life to forget a man who was once good to her. That's the reality. How long does it take a woman to...
Ooh, that was a short one.
Yeah.
That was a short one.
I know, but I'm trying...
Unlike the CX12.
I was in that same joke too. Like right now, I was like, yeah, like homegirl, you know, right there. She had that piece, and then that guy, you know, the buddy showed up, and then she forgot about him. Oh, yeah. Apparently, the dick was unforgettable.
Jeez, for her to whip out a microphone is. Oh, here we go.
The memories came back. It's crazy that it was a mic, and her memory just comes back. Like, oh yeah, I remember getting fucked by this guy.
It's not the first time I think I've had so many clients, like the mic jokes is just something I hear on a daily basis. Like every time there's microphones in front of people in this profession, people just, they love making that one.
We're backtracking, boys. Anyway, what was this one about again? Something about forgetting people?
This is just relationship stuff, right?
Okay, I got you.
And I could be mistaken. I wish Michelle was here at this moment. She might have something to say on that one.
Yeah. FaceTime her.
But I remember...
she don't want to talk to you anyway.
I want to say that I'm trying to move on with this, bro. What is going on with this guy?
That was on me. That was my fault. Okay, go ahead. So I'm sorry.
I'm not concerned with it. I'm just saying I'm trying to get into the conversation.
No, you're right. That was my fault. Go ahead.
Anyways.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah, the floor is yours, Sal. Go ahead.
Hold on, we gotta let it loose a little bit.
That was
you good over there?
CX12.
That was Are you still thinking about the microphone?
Of course.
Oh.
He said he wishes yours was like that.
Hey, me too.
I don't know. I don't think I want a micro. I mean, that would be hard to live.
It would be hard.
All right. Go ahead, Sal. Floor's, hey, come on.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're switching up now? Oh, now
go.
that I'm, okay.
No,
yeah, we don't like it when you do it.
So what I was saying is, I want to say that there is, I've heard around the way a lot of women saying how it is that nobody can love more than a woman. Like a woman, when a woman loves, she loves hard. She like that's it. That's the most love you can ever, ask for. But I don't think that's the case. I think as guys, we love more than women.
I mean, yeah.
It's pretty individual.
Right, yeah, definitely. But when a dude loves like a dude loves, right? Like what she was saying is a guy can go pretty much almost all his life and probably have like that one particular chick in his mind because he loved her that much. Whereas
don't look at me, man.
What is going on? Whereas a woman, all that has to happen for her to forget the guy that she was with that really loved her was just for another guy to show up.
Okay, now I understand. Okay, I couldn't really hear her. That's why I was saying, what was she saying? It was so short that it kept running over itself.
Right.
So that's why I was somewhat confused, but now I get it. But yeah, I mean, it's as men, we stick, if we love someone, that one particular, we're going to constantly think about them all the time. And then it's never going to leave your brain. Never. That's why it's always harder for some men, most men, to move on. I'm not saying all of them, because some guys are
some guys are move quick. Yeah,
I'm not saying all men, but there's a good majority that are once they get married once and if something were to happen, then there's no,
yeah,
I'm staying. But and again, the same applies to the women. Not all women, not all of them. Some are quick once they break up. I'm done with you. I'm gonna move on to the next one. You know what I mean? Then forget about this person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not all of them. I'm gonna make that clear. I'm not saying all women. I'm not saying all women.
You
all
seem
dudes.
like you're worried about getting in trouble or something.
Well, I mean, but people misread or misunderstand stuff. But I'm not saying 100% of them are like that.
I was gonna say, like, I know a lot of women that like a lot of friends. I'm not gonna say names, but a lot of friends that like they have that. It is the other way around for them, where like that their ex is like dating other women, screwing around, doing stupid shit, and she's still like for like a years stuck on him, just thinking about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely.
So, I mean,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, I feel like there's a lot of truth to both of the things you said, Sal.
Okay.
You said, like you were saying, well, one of the things you disagreed with, I disagree with, but the other thing is right. Women, I do think women sometimes move on quicker than men. Women definitely do move on quicker than men. They find another man quicker, but I also do think they love harder.
Okay.
I think that in my experience, like, yes, they do move on quicker. They don't get emotionally attached, like, for years after the relationship's over like men do. But when they do love, they will, like, absorb your entire life. Like, everything that you do, they do. They want to participate in all of your hobbies. They want to know about everything. They kind of, like, they almost, like, kind of stick onto you like another image of you sometimes. And I think it's really interesting. So I feel like they love harder, but it's for a shorter amount of time. It's like more of a burst when a guy is like a lingering love, if you know what I mean.
I'll get you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm glad you said that. I'm starting to think my ex never loved me.
I'm sure at some point she did.
She didn't like my hobby.
No, well, that's why I was thinking, because he was talking about hobbies. I'm like, she didn't like my hobbies. So I'm like, yeah, I guess she didn't really love me.
Well, at that time, your hobbies consisted of drinking and going to bars. So
No. I'm talking about at the time when we were married.
What were your hobbies?
I pretty much, my hobbies were, sports, pretty much playing video games when I could, sports. So basketball, I really enjoyed playing basketball. Football. I'm always quarterback position. I don't do anything else.
You're always quarterback?
Yeah. I'm all-time quarterback.
You're not that tall, though.
I'm amazing. Oh, I don't have to sling a ball.
Is it because of your knees?
Yeah. I don't want to be running around too much.
I got you.
Yeah.
But you're running around when you play basketball.
Yeah, but it's not as physical as football.
I got you. Okay, I took us off course there. What were you saying?
Yeah.
So, your hobbies.
Hobbies. The podcast was one of the things that we really, been speaking on my end, right? So I really enjoy doing.
Did she like that we were doing the podcast at your house? I've always often wondered that.
I don't know. I don't know. I want to say she probably wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah.
Because it occupied this time within our space, but it was neither here nor there.
Hey, dude, we got to make it, dude. We're trying to make it.
Yeah, we're just trying to do our thing and enjoy doing the podcast. I mean, that's one of the things about relationships and like marriage, right? Like, I know a lot of people say it's about compromise, but you have to really view things, sometimes, like I said, like rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything that's jeopardizing the marriage, to why not? You know what I mean? Like me doing like us having the podcast over at my place was not anything that was jeopardizing the marriage. It was 2 hours at max. Maybe we chilled for a little bit after, whatever, but that time span, and then that was only once a month. Like,
no, at that time we were doing it every 2 weeks.
Okay, so twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
But think about that. Twice a month, 2 hours. Yeah. So 4 hours out of the month, like,
man. Yeah.
Like how dangerous is that for a marriage? You go 8 hours without seeing each other.
You'd be surprised though, man.
No. I think it also has to do with, like he said, having a woman on the end of a man, right? Having a woman that supports what you're doing, so long as it's not something that is immoral and jeopardizing the relationship.
Yeah.
Like I'll say this much. I'll be very frank about this one. She would get kind of weirded out or like bothered if I mentioned like, oh, we're gonna have a female guest, and like me saying I want a female guest to like be over for the podcast. Mm-hmm. She would not like that. Like, oh, well, why? Like, why can't you just do like Zoom or something like that? Like, no, well, like I want on my guest present, like. And we're not making a porn video, bro. It's a sit down and we're talking.
Which is crazy after what she did.
Correct. But anywho, I think it's about your spouse being supportive of the things that aren't anything that's relationship endangering the relationship. And I think that's something just personally on my end that happened where we just were never eye to eye on like, okay, like I would pay mind to her hobbies.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, you like doing this? That's cool. I'll put that time into kind of learn to like your hobbies or whatever, or things that she liked. But she wasn't always that way with me. It's like if I liked it, she didn't really care.
It's not controlling.
Yeah. Yeah. So. And that's why I say, I don't know, I guess on my end, that's how I am in relationships.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in it with somebody, like I'm in it, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I'm playing around or this and that. Like I'm in it and I'm going to try to improve and not be a better person, but, try to get invested in, the things that you like as like a chick, right? Like, what do you like? I'll try to get invested in that, like invest time or whatever. Like I was never much for chick flicks. I hated chick flicks.
Yeah.
It was only because of her that I got into it, because she really loved chick flicks. So it's like, okay, this is the kind of stuff you like to watch. Oh, I'm going to try to watch it with you and like it. Mm-hmm. And I did. And now it sucks because I like chick flicks and I'm not even with a chick.
So now you just look gay as hell.
Now I just look gay as fuck. Just like, hey, Sal, what's Friday night looking like?
Well, I'm gonna eat some Chick-fil-A and watch some chick flicks.
I'm just watching some chick flicks
while eating Chick-fil-A.
So it's pretty much just how could I say it? Just being with somebody that's going to share your same interest. And sometimes that doesn't mean that they necessarily like it. It's just something that they wouldn't mind either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
a strong partner makes all the difference.
It does.
A partner that's willing to invest in as much as you are makes all the difference in a relationship.
Yeah.
So that's always a key factor in it. So
that and communication.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
One of the things that I will say though, maybe the person I was with just wasn't that kind of person, but I'll say this: I hear so much about how women, when they're in a relationship, they'll say, all I want for you, like one of the things that I want from my partner, my dude, is just honesty.
No, you don't.
But then you give them honesty and they're like, yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you're like, so did you want it or did you not?
It's easy to say that, but I mean, I feel like it's with guys too, right? One guy said, I just wanted to be honest, but...
No, I do though.
You do?
I do.
Well,
I prefer honesty over you telling me something that I want to hear, and
Please
then
tell me about the microphone.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
like, was it really that?
was it really? I mean,
I don't know if I would want to know.
No, but
that's what I'm saying.
No,
though.
but I think that's past. You don't bring past relationships into your current relationship.
Yeah,
you shouldn't do that
unless asked.
Unless asked, right?
Yeah.
But even then, you have a choice not to. Like, if I was to be asked by, like, let's say I was emotionally involved in a relationship with somebody at this point, and they were like, hey, so, you know, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-wife, like, how was that relationship? I have the choice to say, you know what? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to bring that into here because it's gonna
cause something bad.
Yeah. So if you're okay with leaving it there, then we can move on. And if you're not, then we need to not keep this going.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, yeah, that's fine. Cool. We'll keep it going. Yeah, no, I kind of want to know, like, you make it seem like it was something you did bad or something. Like, I didn't do anything bad.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feel that way, then that's fine. I'm not the person for you.
Yeah, some people are weird. They have to know everything from the past, and everything is why.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's in the past.
I'll admit, as a teenager, I think guys are like that, where we're like, no, well, how was it with this guy and this and that? And I think you mature, right? Like me now, if I was to get with somebody, I don't need to talk about their past relationship.
No, you shouldn't.
I don't. Like, it's like, you know what? That's before me. Doesn't matter. I don't know. I didn't know you. Who are you now?
Yeah.
Who are you in the present? What are you about?
So the difference is he ain't hitting it no more, but I am.
That's right.
There you go.
I'm laying out the lay of the land.
Yes, sir. What we got here now?
I don't know. What is next? Do I even have another one?
How many?
It was 6 total.
How many?
I think this is the last one.
I feel like we've watched some.
This is the last one.
Oh, good. Okay. Let's see what this is.
If another man is able to get close to your woman, he's not the problem. She is. The fact that another man feels so welcomed reflects on her behavior behind your back. Never compete with another man over a woman. If she's letting someone else get that close, it's a clear sign she's not respecting the relationship. Don't waste your energy confronting him because he's not the issue. She is. If she truly valued you, no one else would feel that comfortable trying to get close. Respect yourself enough to walk away from any situation where you have to compete for her loyalty. Competing with another man is just a distraction from the real problem. The right partner won't make you doubt them. A loyal partner makes it clear to everyone else that you're their priority. If another man is able to get close to your woman...
Not a truth to that.
Oh, there's 100,000,000% truth to that.
Yeah, because it's true. If she's, you know, going crazy for this other guy, where she's supposed to be in a committed relationship, then it's not going to last very much longer, buddy. She's made her mind up, you know. You shouldn't have to compete for your own girlfriend or wife's loyalty or respect, you know what I mean?
Right. I've had this conversation. I don't know if I've had it with you, but there's a video that I had seen about it was what's his name? The top G.
Oh, Tate.
Yeah, Tate. Where he was explaining how it is, and then, you know, when I heard it and I looked and I thought about it, reflected on it, like, You know what? That's actually true. When it comes to a relationship, whether it's the start off of a relationship or in a relationship, right? The truth about it is, as men, a lot of times we want to think we're the ones that hold the card. Like we think that we hold the cards to, we're going to go this route or this way by this time period. And that's not the case. In reality, it's the woman that holds the cards, because you're only going to get as far with a woman as she allows you to get to.
Yeah.
Like if a woman, you end up getting her into bed, it's because she's allowed you to get her into bed.
Yeah.
Not because you played the part to get her into bed. I mean, obviously she has to have an attraction to it. That's not what I'm saying, but it all comes from, when a woman allows you to be emotionally involved, it's because, again, she's allowed you to be emotionally involved with her. If she doesn't want to be emotionally attached to you, she doesn't want to be emotional with you, she's not going to let that happen. By now, it's happened to me. It's all right. I think it's happened to a lot of us.
Yeah.
Us guys, there's a chick that we really liked, and we're like, you know what? I don't want to just have something casual with her. Like, I want to be this chick's boyfriend or husband, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But she will determine if she allows that to happen. She'll say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I do like him. He's a good dude. And, sometimes you'll even get the, hey, when are you going to ask me to be a girlfriend? Like, what the fuck? Kind of deal.
Oh, shit, my bad. Hey,
like, fuck, I didn't.
Shit, my bad. I didn't know you were ready.
I didn't know you were ready. I've been ready since like months ago.
I've been ready since I've seen you. I don't know. Shit, my bad.
But I didn't know. So that's the truth. And so what he's saying here, a lot of times as guys, we want to have this like thing where, oh, homeboy was talking to my girl, and so, I got a bone to pick with him and da-da-da-dee-da. And it's like, all right, dude, but who allowed that to happen?
She did.
She did.
Yeah.
So why are you getting mad at somebody else when the root problem, because I might be a problem, but I'm not the root problem. The root problem is that your chick allowed me to be the other guy or a guy that she, liked or whatever. It wasn't, because if the case is you're going to do that with me, you're probably going to end up getting mad at other people too.
Oh, yeah.
Because you might be letting other people in
It's not the roaches that are in your house's fault that they're there. It's the fact that you had a hole in your house.
There you go.
God.
That was a good one.
Fucking damn it.
Clip that one and post it.
Hell yeah. Clip it and post it.
I zoomed in.
Which I will be doing.
And you saw
I zoomed in on a comment that I think is interesting.
Yeah, what do you got there, Alec? What you got there? Difficult when there are children involved. Oh, man. That's true. If you got kids involved, that's no way, no, man.
Yeah, but again, I mean, I understand. I do agree. Again, I do understand these things a little bit, and not fully, but still, what Mike was saying, difficult when there's children involved. In what sense?
I think they said there, like the woman's children involved.
What do you mean?
So they say difficult when there are children involved, like when she has kids with someone else.
Yeah.
And you're with her. Well, it's like she kind of has to give some amount of attention to that father, right?
Well, when they split the parenting.
Yeah, when it's I think that's what. When there's kids involved, but that's understood. Like let's say for myself, right?
I thought, that's
yeah. So let's say for myself, if I were to find someone, which it's very highly likely if I were to get with somebody else my age range, they're gonna have kids, right? I have to know if I'm okay with that.
Of like when she has to talk to the dad.
No, I have to know that if I'm okay with her having children, because that means that if she has children, you have to analyze, okay, is the father involved? Okay, the father's involved. So yes, pretty much yes. Am I good with being with somebody that's going to have communication with, this man because of the children?
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be a problem if the guy's not going to have an issue with it, though.
Well, and it also shouldn't be a problem if all I'm communicating with you for is because of the children.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference. It's like, okay, cool. You have to. Your parents.
Yeah, it's like, hey, your kid is sick, make sure when he goes over there, give him medicine. Or,
yeah, it's sure.
Or hey, can you come pick him up? Or I'll go pick him up. You know, yeah. I mean, it's common when you're dealing with stuff like that. You know,
and I've kind of analyzed that in my head, where I'm like, if I get with somebody who does have children, I myself am understanding if they have a let's say I'm getting into this relationship, they have kids, she has kids, and the father is involved, meaning it's a healthy relationship, right? Like the father's involved, loves being around his kids. I'm not coming in trying to be a replacement.
Yeah.
I'm not, because that's not my place.
No.
You have your father, you should have a good bond with them, and you should definitely, adhere to your father's teachings, whatever. Great. I'm just there to be kind of like a support.
No.
Kind of like an addition to whatever's already going on. But primarily, my sole objective is my relationship with that woman. It involves the kids, obviously, because she's going to have kids, then yeah, it's going to involve it. But my sole thing is how I'm going to treat this woman and how I'm going to be with this woman in our relationship. But yeah, I can agree. Yeah, I mean, it's a little more difficult when there's a guy involved. But in this case, the situation that it's talking about, what the gentleman was talking about is, when when there's this outside romance, outside of the relationship or the marriage, where like, oh, this guy comes in and she, starts kind of having these feelings or whatever the case may be, right? But that's the whole angle. As a lot of times as dudes, we tend to be like, I gotta talk to this guy, or I gotta fight this guy because how is he coming in and like talking to my girl? And it's like, bro, but who allowed that to happen?
I always hate that. It's like, wait, what did he do? like he sometimes he doesn't even know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm always afraid. If I ever hook up with someone, I'm always afraid. Like, man, what if she has a boyfriend I don't know about, and he's just gonna like shoot me in the back of the head?
Right. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
No. But so that's what this guy's talking about. I could be a problem, but I'm not the root issue. You have to resolve the issue with the person that, for example, in this case, marriage, the person that made a contract with you. The other guy didn't make a contract with you.
Yeah.
He didn't say, "Hey, bro, I'm going to respect that when you're with her. I'm not going to make a move." No, that didn't happen. But the woman made a contract with you through sickness and health and promised to be loyal to you. So if she's not doing that, that's on her. And you need to address that. And you need to address how you're going to react to that. I'll give a little kind of, probably a big look into my relationship. Situation like that happened.
No.
I never addressed the guy. Never did. And it's not because I'm not a confrontational person or anything like that, because I had done it in the past when I was younger, with a ex from a while back. But it's because I had matured and I learned that person is not the problem. Here's the root issue.
Yeah, because she let them, and she pretty much I just gave up and said, you know what, I want this person instead. So. Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, so, like, what am I going to beef and get into an altercation, a fight with somebody that, at the end, really, the reality of it was the problem here. Right. The person I made a contract with.
Because usually, people like that don't change hardly.
Yeah.
So you can go and fight the guy, even hurt him, and then she's still going to go do whatever she wants to do anyway, regardless.
That's what I'm saying. So I thought it was just a very interesting video because I think as guys, a lot of times that's our mentality where, I'm going to go fight this guy, what the fuck, and this and that. It's like, yeah. But
obviously it's different if you know the guy too.
So I will say that much. On that part, yeah, that's kind of one of the things that's tough because I've heard of situations where the chick cheated on the guy, on her husband, with the dude's best friend.
No, he's got to die.
I'm like, yo.
He's got to die.
When it's a rando,
yeah,
fuck it. It's like, I don't fucking know the guy. But when you're talking about situations like, it's terrible that I know these things. But you're talking about a situation like my best friend or my brother.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I heard one of those.
Yeah, no, I've heard about that too.
I heard one of
that's
those. I was like,
disgusting right there.
what the fuck? I'm like, and yes, that is gross, bro.
Yeah.
You went and stuck your dick into the same pussy that your brother's fucking with too. Like, nah, bro.
That's not a brother, man.
That's not a brother. It's
Brother
like,
and her are
what the
both disgusting
fuck?
for that.
Huh?
Her and your brother would be like both disgusting.
Exactly. Yeah, both. But
I've actually heard of even worse. I could one up you, and you know what I'm gonna say.
Do it.
your dad.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, everyone. Hey, happy Father's Day. Father's Day segment. No, but I've seen that. I've heard that story before. Like, that's a thing that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so, like, obviously not to everyone, but, like, that's a thing that does happen in this world. I can't even imagine how I'd feel. You know what I mean? Like, just...
So I think the dad one might be a rarity, but I've heard of it happen too, where it's like they were with like the dude's dad, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I couldn't speak to my dad ever again. Like, it'd be so awkward.
Oh, yeah.
No.
There's no way.
No, I'm not talking to him. I'm not talking to him. I know he wasn't the root issue, but you're my father.
You should know better.
Yeah, you should know better. Like, you're supposed to be my, like...
Whoa, no, bro.
My dog that looks after me, that makes sure that I'm good and all that, and you went and fucked my chick?
Yeah,
like, come on, dog.
Sleep with my woman. That's not cool, bro.
Okay,
It's
now you're
crazy.
bringing up another topic.
What?
Okay.
Your dog.
What are you hinting at here?
So I can only...
I mean, what are you doing if you catch that?
Oh my God. I didn't even look at it. I was like, what? But okay. Wow, no, that's
Because that's also a thing.
yeah, animals. It's just weird.
Yeah, don't say the word.
Does that count as cheating?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, in a way.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I know it's definitely wrong. I'm just saying, like, do you call it cheating? Is that like the word for it?
Yes, it's cheating. You know how disgusting and ashamed this person would feel if you ever told. I mean, like, who was it with your best friend or something? Bro, this bitch was getting fucked by my dog.
We're gonna have to cut that one out, guys.
Oh, man.
No, I'm keeping that
You're
one.
Your dog's walking in like he owns the place now.
Yeah, dude's
like,
not even.
He like grabs your shoe and you're like, "Hey, boy, give me my shoe back." He turns around and looks at you like, "Really?"
He's like, bro, really? I take your shoe and you're bothered? I fucked your chick the other day, bro. Come on. Oh, man, that's terrible, bro. But no, man, it's crazy situations. When you said dog, though, right now, I was like...
You meant like your dog, like your homeboy?
Yeah, like, no. I did think of like a dog, but then it's because I kind of mounted back to, on Friday, I was helping one of the customer, she's a very attractive girl.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing but respect for her. But she... Right now, yeah. I mean, I don't think it would change up. She's a very... She seems like a very centered chick.
Okay.
But she brought up anytime that I've helped her out, we've always had really great conversations, healthy conversations, and she remembered what was it, a year ago, probably 2 years ago, and I had spoken on the dog that I had. You remember Coda?
Oh yeah.
And this was at this time I was married. Of course, you know. She knew that too because I would speak up about my wife. And so she was like, "Oh, and what about your dog?" She's like, "You had mentioned about your dog." And I was like, "Oh, I don't have a dog anymore." And she's like, "Oh, no." Like she thought something happened to the dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, No. The dog is fine. I hope. And then she kind of chuckles. I was like, "It's just because, I'm no longer with this person." And so I don't know. I saw this, it might be me. But I saw this glimpse of like, oh, so you're available.
She wants it, Sal.
And I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Gotta,
very, very wrong.
You got to give her the hammer, man.
But
give her the microphone.
But very, very down to earth chick. Like she's pretty cool. So, fingers crossed.
Fingers, toes.
So that's what came to mind when you said dog, and I was like, my dog. I was like, I never processed the.
That was a hyper dog you had.
Yeah, she was. She's not even the most hyper dog I've had. I've had another dog that was way hyper than her, but she was a American hairless terrier mixed with a miniature greyhound.
My mom and stepdad used to have a dog named Rocky. He was a chocolate lab.
Shut up.
That dog was so crazy. He would run across the yard while pooping.
What? The
Like he
hell?
would sprint while pooping.
He had
Wow.
the running shits.
Yeah.
Literally running
Yeah.
shits.
Yeah.
He was a cute dog, though. He was really sweet.
I set shit up like that because younger, we had a Rottweiler. And he was a rarity in the sense that he didn't have his tail chopped. He had his tail. We left him with his tail.
Oh.
We didn't want to cut his tail.
Yeah.
And so he had his tail, but his name was Rocky. And he's, till this day, I literally put him at the standard that every dog, should I ever have another addition to the family as a dog owner, I would love for that dog to be at that level, because he was just the nicest Rottweiler. Because, people think Rottweiler are like, oh, mean, aggressive, blah, blah, blah. Rottweilers are actually not mean or aggressive. They're very protective
Of their household.
of their household. That's for sure.
That's what they said Rottweilers are really good for.
Yeah.
It's that they're very loyal and they're very protective of their house and their families.
But you bring a Rottweiler into your home as a puppy and, you have kids, that dog, that particular breed, it's like, dude, this is my family. You don't fuck with it. Mm-hmm. And no harm to the kids. No harm, as long as,
they're very gentle with kids.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And that's why I say, like, that's the standards I expect from any dog I have, because he was very loving, very gentle. Man, he never growled at us, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And kids would come over and they'd like smack his head. Because kids, that's kids. Obviously, we try to look out for, like, hey, don't hit him.
Yeah.
But, sometimes it'd slip, they'd be on their own and they'd hit him. He would just look at them like, kind of like, all right, can you stop? Can you stop?
Please
I really
stop.
don't like this. Please stop. But never did anything. Never snapped, never growled.
Yeah.
He was just like, okay, it's a baby. And so that's why when he said Rocky, that's what came to my head, was that freaking loving dog, bro. Just the best Rottweiler in the world. And people would think we had a lion in the back when he'd bark, because he had such a deep bark. And I had some dudes from Gallery Furniture one time bring furniture we had bought, and he knocked on the door, and then Rocky barked and he stepped back. My dad opened the door and he goes, hey, you got a lion back there? What the hell? Like, no, it's the Rottweiler. He's like, damn, a big dog and all, but big heart as well. So if anybody's looking to have a dog, what I'm saying is,
Get a Rottweiler.
get a Rottweiler.
Which is crazy, because they're always portrayed as these monsters.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
No.
Very loving dogs.
Earlier we were talking about, like, who loves more, like, men or women. Dogs love more.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Nothing can beat a dog. Nothing can beat a dog's loyalty, love.
As long as you
everything for
feed them.
Yeah. As long as you feed them, dogs will die by you. Like, they will die for you. They love you. And that's why, like, I encourage anyone who's lonely or sad out there to just get a dog.
Yeah.
Honestly, yes. If you have a means, and you're a person that, really doesn't have a lot of responsibilities, and you can spend time with someone else, I would say get a dog, and if anything, rescue a dog.
Yes.
There's a lot of, unfortunately, like animals, cats, dogs, like that.
Don't want to support breeding either.
Yeah, and don't support breeding. Please, we have enough animals, bro. But some of them, my cousin actually rescued some kind of, like, I don't know, it's Pomeranian. I don't know what it is.
I love Pomeranians.
But
They're so cute.
I mean, just at first, when I first started visiting, because I hadn't really been visiting with my cousin, but I first started visiting, she was very, like, skeptical of me, of course. She was like, who is this dude? Like, what the hell? Always barked and everything at me. But I've been hanging out with him pretty much every Friday now for like 2 months.
Do you wear the blazer?
I wore it this time when we hung out. But so for 2 months now, and now when I go over, she doesn't even bark. Like, she's like, oh, it's that guy. And
man, this guy's pretty chill, man.
Yeah, she'll come over and want me to pet her, and gives the little kisses or whatever. So yeah, rescue a dog, man. Some of them, they've gone through some shit, bro. But it's, if it's workable, do it. If not, then I mean, sadly, it does happen. My cousin told me of an incident where they got this dog that had been mistreated. they really wanted to work with the person that adopted it, work with, getting them out of that. But it didn't work out. I think they'd just gone through too much trauma.
Yeah,
unfortunately they had to get rid of it, and they ended up putting it down.
It's sad because dogs are the most loving, but yet they're the most
mistreated.
Most mistreated.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
And you don't really get to really value a dog until you're older, because when you're a kid, it's like Bill Burr said, when you're a kid, everything's great. Mm-hmm. So why couldn't having a dog be great? But when you're an adult, you're coming home from a shitty day at work, you open your door, and the first thing wagging its tail at you, happy to see you, is your dog. You're like, fuck, dude, this is great. Yeah. I needed this. He's freaking happy to see you.
This is amazing.
You didn't buy it a fucking expensive meal.
Yeah.
You didn't have to, go out and shop for clothes for it to be like, oh, thank you. It literally just saw you.
I think the only thing that could kind of compare is like having little kids. You know what I mean? Like little kids will come run to the door.
Oh, yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah. Kind of something like that. Like kids too, right? Like they're like, oh, it's dad.
Yeah. Little kids are like a full-grown dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of what they are like. But yeah, the dog just has to, oh, hey, you're here. Bro, I missed you. What the fuck? Where you been?
to bro, making money for you, bro.
It was making money to get you that good snack, bro.
Yeah, get you that good dog food, bro.
I'm going to buy you some beef right now, bro.
Man, I don't eat that stuff, man. Just you being here is enough.
I think I could never have just one dog, though. The reason I say that, unless I have a pet sitter, is like I'm gone from the house so much all day that like just having one dog, I know how dogs are when they're alone. They get so depressed.
Yeah, they do.
And they get so sad. I'd need to have another dog with him so that way they can keep company. Cats can be alone.
Oh, yeah, cats don't.
Cats don't give two fucks.
They're low maintenance. They're very low maintenance.
Yeah.
But dogs, like, I feel like unless you've got a pet sitter or you're home a lot, you want to have, like, a companion for them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's something that is good to keep in mind, too, if you're going to own an animal. Like I said, if you have the ability to, like, work from home and you can be with them, great. Because my cousin says he works from home, and he's like, yeah, she's literally always just there in the room.
Yeah.
She just wants to be near me. And I guess, separation anxiety. So, but she's like, she's just there, and she just chills. So he's like, I'm cool with it. But if you don't have something like that, or you have more responsibilities after work, what Alex said is really great. Get a companion, because they get lonely. They don't want to be alone. That dogs, they're animals that are like that, where like they want to be with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But I'm all good. I'm all wrapped up. I don't know. What do you think? Anything that you wanted to talk about? Anything that you want to get out there?
Well, no. I just want to say, to end us off, that it is Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to everyone, and happy Father's Day to my dad, who is an amazing person. He does so much for our family and for everyone in our family. He deserves so much, and he doesn't ask for anything. That's why I love that man so much. I've said it before. He is my entire world. We don't always agree on everything. We probably never will. But what we do agree on, I ask for him. I ask advice from him all the time, and I take it to heart. He means the world to me, and I love him. And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and even the moms that do both roles. It has to do mom and dad duties.
Duties. I'm sorry I messed that up for you. Go ahead.
But yeah, love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everyone who is a parent or a dad. But we'll end it with that.
Yeah, to my dad, I just want to tell him, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
So me and my dad are about to go watch, for Father's Day, we're probably going to make some dinner and watch 10 episodes of Rick and Morty.
Yes, that's a good way to spend it. Yeah. But to add on to what Ruben said, I know Ruben knows I'm not a very festive person, just not who I am. And so I will say this much: I don't do the whole Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day, whatever, because what you were saying right now was pretty impactful in the sense of you saying he deserves so much, and I think fathers and mothers deserve more than a day.
Yeah.
There's no Happy Children's Day, if you notice.
Oh no,
because children require attention all the time, right? But I think parents is the same thing. I think fathers and mothers deserve more than a day because they sacrifice so much. The good parents, right? There's parents out there that are dicks, and they can go.
No, it's true though,
and they can go choke on one, but maybe not a microphone size one. But
that's a bit too much to choke on.
But the good parents, the good fathers, the good mothers, the single mothers, the single fathers, y'all really do deserve more than a day because you do so much to, look out for the well-being, in all sense, spiritual, mental, and physical health of your children. I really do think y'all deserve more than a day. But if it, and really you can do that. As I'll say this much, us as being a son or a daughter, we can do so much to give to our parents than more than just a day. It doesn't take just a day for you to, or Mother's Day for you to take your mother flowers or roses. You can do that every weekend. Take her roses and say, hey, I'm happy that you're my mother. Thank you for everything you've done. I would say this much for my mother. I don't believe she deserves just a day because the woman kept me alive, literally. Yeah. I almost died 2 times while under her care. So, just really, in reality, parents deserve more than just a day.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And one last thing with me, with my dad, I'm very grateful and I'm very blessed that my dad raised us not as looking at us as his friend, but being a parent. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest thing for me is I've always heard people say, oh, my mom or my dad's, they're my best friend, they're my friend, and I said, my parents aren't my friend. They're my parents.
Right.
I said, I don't need friends. I have enough of them.
Yep.
I needed a parent. And that's exactly what they were. And that's what my dad is. My dad has said, he goes, you never stop being a parent. It don't matter how old you get. Yeah. You'll never stop being a parent. And you're always gonna be parenting somehow.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to say about that. But when this get posted, obviously it will not be Father's Day, but we did it today, and this is a shout out to all the fathers that, for some reason, the Father's Day is so low on the totem pole at 22 for some reason. But I feel like it deserves to be higher.
For sure.
But it is what it is. But yeah, love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day to everybody, and that's it for us.
Alrighty, we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Yep.